I recently this week got sold in a date auction.
Yeah.
I went for $40, which is what I figure I'm about worth. And I watched these other guys like up on stage. There were guys and girls going to the date auction. Like one of these girls went for $260, and she was worth maybe $120. I'm like, holy shit! I'm glad I didn't go over that much because that person's gonna make a coat for her skin. That's the truth. They tell you in comedy you should write about what you know. You should get up on stage and talk about what you know, but I don't think I can fill 15 minutes about porn. Maybe I could fill 2, but that's like a minute more than I usually need. I will say this, porn has come a fucking long way since I was 12. Because when I was 12, the internet wasn't quite around yet. They had these servers you could dial into on your 56K modem. I watched so much porn back then, and now the noise of like that like turns me on. It's a Pavlovian response to it. And I remember like they had to describe the porn picture. It wasn't a video, it was a picture back then that you would download in 8 characters or less. Just like 2 Chick 69. Right? And it's downloaded, it takes 30 minutes to download a picture. You're hitting refresh, 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 refresh. Just hoping when it gets below the waist there's not a penis. I remember like I used to download porn stories because those were like text files. They were really quick to download. And the first one I ever downloaded, I'm 12 years old. I'm like, holy shit, I relate to this. There's a 12-year-old boy. And the next thing I know, this 12-year-old boy is hooking up with his 12-year-old best friend who's also a boy. And they do this thing like a 69. And until I was about 18, I thought a 69 is something that can only be done between men. Because both the 6 and the 9 have a little penis on the end. And in case you guys can't tell, like my whole life as a kid, I read a lot. That's why I had no luck with women. I was like a book nerd, I was. And do you guys know Judy Blume?
Yeah.
I read a fuckload of Judy Blume. She was like, Tales of the 4th grade, nothing, that was my jam. Right? Super fudge. I'm like in 4th, 5th grade reading this shit. Run out all those books, and I'm like, well, the last book on the reading list by Judy Blume is Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. And if you haven't read that book, for the next 4 or 5 years, I was wondering when I was going to get my period. Pope retired. You guys hear about this? Like 2 days before Valentine's Day, and the Pope's like, I'm out. And I got 2 theories on this. Like the first theory is this altar boy was like, you spend too much time at work, and I want Valentine's Day with you. My second theory is I know the Pope's a racist because he was one of Hitler's youth. That's not even a joke. He was totally racist. And when he found out that Django Unchained didn't make the Oscar nomination list, he's like, there's no God. That was a shitty movie anyway, but he was a shitty Pope. Let's see, I got some notes here, because I'm going to tell you, I took a long time off of comedy. I took about a year off of comedy until recently. And I've been writing jokes now with this girl. This girl's been like, no, you're funny, you should do comedy again. Let's write jokes together. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to write jokes with you. I think we can do that. And she sits down, she's like, you can't just tell the jokes that I'm giving you on stage. Because honestly, they're not in your voice, and people are going to be able to know that they're not your joke. And I said, you know, a good comedian can get on stage, tell a joke about anything, and people will laugh. So the other day I went to the gynecologist, right? Got no follow-up to that. The circus was in town. Did you guys, anybody go to the circus? Seriously, nobody went to this guy went to the circus because he's like 12. Like the one person in the crowd who's playing along, and I'm like, I'm going to insult you now. But I'm driving by, because I live right next to where the circus was, and there were these 5 protesters outside of the circus. And they were protesting cruelty to animals, specifically the bear. And I was like, I don't even know if you would call this a protest. So I went to the bear trainer, I'm like, what the fuck would you call these 5 people protesting? And he said a light snack. And it's kind of tantamount to like, if they, like the protest successful, the animals, they would be fucked. It's ruining their hustle. They got like the 3 square meals a day and no transferable skills into the wilderness. Because if you see a bear out in the wilderness dancing around the river trying to get the fish, he's going to get eaten by something else. And like, let's imagine that the protests at Walmart actually worked. Because that's the same thing, they have no transferable skills to the real world. There's not enough group homes and freak shows in the country for all the people at Walmart. And like, also I love it that the one person that laughed at that joke clearly shops at Walmart. What else do I got here? Let's see. Oh my god, I read this today. Did everybody remember that guy that ate the other guy's face off because of the bath salts? I found out today he had no bath salts in his system. It was 100% THC was in his system. It was just marijuana. Now I had been high before, alright? I've been high to the point that I'm like, I'm gonna eat this whole bag of Doritos. I've been high to the point that I'm gonna eat a whole large pizza from Pizza Hut. How much fucking weed did this guy smoke? He was like, that guy's face looks delicious. The only thing I can think is he's getting high watching Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny on a raft in the middle of nowhere, right? And Daffy Duck turns into a fucking hamburger and he's like, that looks like a good fucking idea. I need that guy's face. That's fucked up. Oh man, I've been thinking a lot about condoms. Hey guys, that's a good transition. No, honestly, I've been driving around a lot. I go to this gas station and there's this like, they have all these like new flavors of condoms in the gas station. And I see this bubblegum flavored condom. And all I could think was, ouch. And then they got like the Tic Tac flavored condoms. And I'm like, seriously, what self-respecting dude is gonna put something on his dick that's gonna make a girl think of Tic Tacs? Like, why not have football and hot dog flavored condoms? Just stop beating around the bush. Just have black dick flavored condoms. I mean, that's the truth. Like, condom makers, though, they've never been very smart. What's the most famous brand of condom in the country?
Trojan!
Come on, what's it? Trojan, yes!
Trojan!
And didn't the Trojan horse let all the little men in?
Yeah!
It's a bad condom. So, you know, I'm a half Catholic, I'm half Jewish, so I'm a cashew. If I ever fucked an Indian girl, we would have Hindus. If I ever fucked a Muslim girl, we'd have very conflicted children. And people always ask me, you know, why did you become more Jewish than Catholic? And I tell them, you know, my roommate went to Israel and brought me back this Monopoly game, Jewopoly, right? Where instead of Boardwalk and Park Place, on this board I had the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. But you couldn't buy them, you could only occupy them. And you couldn't build hotels, just settlements. You never want to pick up a chance card because you never know when it's going to be like suicide bomber that explodes. Allah Akbar, right? And I am a terrible Jew. It's true, like being a Jew, I always thought like I wanted to go into entertainment, but I wanted to be a rapper, right? Because Jewish men can rap. And I was like, dude, what name should I go by? Should it be Dr. Dreidel or Tupac Shalom? Now I know we got a couple of Jews in the crowd, and I don't mean to call out the 2 Jewish lesbians that I've ever met in my entire life, but like Jews are typically like, gay's not so cool, but does it make it better the fact that like, well, at least she's Jewish? I mean, my mom's a terrible fucking Jew. She's like the worst matchmaker. Jewish moms are supposed to be great matchmakers, right? But my mom's like just giving up. She's like, you're never gonna have kids. And I'm like, well, that's cool, I'm going to the bar. She's like, well, I really want grandkids, so here's some rupees. And the fucked up part is that when I'm dragging the girl home, I find my mom poking holes in all my condoms. I'm like, Mom, they're Trojans, they're gonna let the little man in anyway. Needless to say, if you can't tell from my comedy, I have no luck with women. At all. I'm kind of what they call a sex ninja. I'm in and out and she never knows. So I did the online dating thing. Anybody ever done online dating before? Good, because like 4 people in the crowd are like, yeah, we're the only ones supporting this $16 billion multi-billion-dollar industry. I went on Craigslist. Has anybody ever been on Craigslist before?
Woo!
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've learned what Craigslist says versus what Craigslist means. Alright, when Craigslist says looking for stability, Craigslist means I just finalized the divorce. When Craigslist says I'm an independent woman, it means I will cheat on you. My favorite is when you see the letters U and the letters R to represent the words U and the words R. That means I'm 12 and you're going to end up on Dateline with Chris Hansen. I posted one ad on Craigslist one time. I got one response from one man. And he said, "You interested in the blow and go?" And I wrote back, I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know what a blow and go is. Right? And he sends me back a picture of his dick. And I was like, dude, if I wanted to see a picture of a dick, I would lose 20 pounds and take a piss. Yeah, I'm not fat enough to tell that joke anymore. But I've been doing this thing I call dating outside the box, where I date girls with physical deformities. I dated this one girl with a hunchback, gave a whole new definition to the meaning of camel toe. I dated a girl, I didn't date her, I tried to hit on a girl in a wheelchair, and the line I used was, "Did you fall from heaven?" Is that why you can't walk? My favorite was waking up drunk, still drunk in the morning. You ever do that where you get so drunk and you wake up drunk? And the girl smiles this big toothless grin at me, and I'm like, fuck, how did I miss it? She has no teeth. And she's like, "You want to be friends with benefits?" And I said, "Absolutely, call me when you get full dental." So, when girls are not working out for me, I focus on my job. And for a while I was in the military. Anybody here in the military or been in the military? We got the one dude here. One of the things they make you do in the military to get in is they make you drop your pants and walk like a duck. Alright? And this is to test your agility. And I didn't know they were going to do this, because it's like me enlisting for the first time and these 30 big fucking buff-ass Marines that are re-enlisting, and I drop my pants and I'm wearing Looney Tunes boxers. And the drill recruiting sergeant, whatever, comes up to me and says, "You have to leave." I said, "Why?" He said, "We didn't have to ask, we could tell." Which made no fucking sense to me at all. Because in the military, what they want you to do, and this is why they repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, they want you to make your bed, shine your shoes, and iron your clothes. In general, be fabulous. So, I focused on my other job, and after the military, started selling ads. I was an ad agent, worked for this ad agency, and I don't know about you guys, but I find myself all the time thinking in ad slogans, right? Like my everyday decisions. The other day, for instance, I'm deciding whether or not I should see a hooker. But everybody knows tricks are for kids. But I decided to listen to Nike and just do it. So I hopped in my Chevy, I was like a rock, and I drove down to the local Walmart because prices are always low. I found one of the greeters and immediately tried to stick in her ass, but like Taco Bell, she told me to think outside the bun. So I told her to have it her way. She's having it her way, and I couldn't feel a damn thing. So like JCPenney, I asked, "Is it in you?" No, Gatorade, I asked, "Is it in you?" And like JCPenney, she said it's all inside. I am glad I decided to listen to Nike and just do it, because hookers are kind of like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. For a while, like McDonald's, I was loving it because like IHOP, she was come hungry and I left happy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my time tonight. We're also going to be passing out a tip jar coming up here in a second. If you've had any fun tonight, stick $1, $2, $20 in the tip jar. We're going to have a great night.